What's up, my chatter boxes? I hope everybody is doing fine. I'm doing great on this side of town. We back for another review. Love at the Lockup, Season 4, Episode 9. What's love got to do with it? So we just going to jump right into it. So it starts off with CHAZZ and BRANWIN. They're on their way to meet up with BRANWIN's daughter because they have a little, hairdresser appointment they need to make. But BRANWIN's daughter, RAYDEAN, will finally get to meet CHAZZ. CHAZZ expressed how nervous he was about, meeting her. And when we see RAYDEAN, she was a little nervous about meeting him as well because she said she don't even know what to say to him, So we finds out that RAYDEAN, which is BRANWIN's daughter, she's 19 years old. She's following her mama's footsteps. She's a stripper at the strip club. She hanging around the same kind of crowds of people that BRANWIN was hanging around. And BRANWIN is a little she kind of is a little nervous for her to be doing the things that she was doing, because she said prior to her being a stripper, she wasn't using drugs or anything of that sort, and she don't want her daughter to go down that path, will start doing drugs and maybe possibly do like enter a life of crime like she did. Now, as of yet, her daughter doesn't get high, so we're going to pray that that's how that step. We find out that BRANWIN, she was going majority of her daughter's life by being that she was going back and forth in and out of jail. Now, she wants RAYDEAN to, I think I'm saying her name right, to come to Kentucky with her and CHAZZ, because she said, that's a chance for her to have a fresh start, and she don't really want to stay in Portland. But RAYDEAN saying, look, I can come to visit, but I'm not coming to live with CHAZZ. I don't, that's not happening. So, BRANWIN has a decision to make. Are you going to go with CHAZZ? You made a lot of promises to him that you was going to go there and try to start over. Or are you going to stay, in Portland, Oregon, and try to rebuild that relationship with your daughter? Your daughter seemed like she don't fault you for anything. When she broke down and cried and said, she felt like she was a horrible mom, and her daughter says that she feels as though she did the best things, the best that she could, which I don't think so. But at least the person that really, the person who really count in the situation is her daughter. And as long as her daughter is okay with it, then who am I? You understand what I'm saying? Who am I? Listen, she comes, when we meet the daughter, she just getting off work. Daughter got her tatas out. You see CHAZZ, he a little nervous about that because he don't want to look. But they out there for display. Mama Breland, she like, cover up a little bit. BRANWIN, she like cover up a little bit. I mean, when I tell you they was on full display with that little cheesy little outfit she had on, I was like, dang, girl, you could have put a sweater on over that. Damn, that's how you greet your mom, new man. So she was telling us, which we already know, CHAZZ not the type that her mom normally go with. She normally go for a taller, muscular build. But Braylon, I don't think BRANWIN is attracted to CHAZZ. I think if they are still together, I think that's something that grew over time, because initially you could tell that the love wasn't there, especially not on her end. And they had did like a flashback like when the episode first came on, and I didn't catch that when it first aired, but when they got married, it just looked so gross the way that he was kissing her. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I could. BRANWIN, I'm with you. I don't know if I could actually do that with CHAZZ. I don't know if I could go there. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. So that goes, all this was taking place. The conversation between RAYDEAN and BRANWIN was taking place when they were actually at the hair salon. So she's gonna go get her whole little makeup, makeover done. She's getting her roots touched up. She getting the whole kit in the boodle, and she paid a little grip for it. She paid a few $100s. I'm like, okay, I hope it stay in there for a while, because that's a lot of goddamn money. But them kind of salons be charging them people up any goddamn way. They really do. I don't know. Do y'all think she is gonna stick it out with CHAZZ, or do y'all think that she's gonna end up giving him the 52 fake out and go about her business? I don't know, because y'all saw how she was on the phone last week with her ex, so we'll see. So they done with getting their hair done. Well, Arian did get her hair done. Only BRANWIN got her hair done, $500 and some dollars to be exact. So they were in the car and they was talking about like how every family got their own kind of makeup of stuff that's just like pertinent to them. And they was like, theirs is, they like fast money. CHAZZ gonna sit up there and say, oh, well, I like money, but I like mine's the legal way. All awkward. And then he was saying, I don't know how to dance, that would look funny. I'm like, it was crickets. It was so awkward. I was like, CHAZZ, you don't have to try to fit in for every little thing. Just let this shit flow naturally. You ain't got to try to fit in, because it is awkward as freak, okay? So they ended up going to, getting something to eat. They're, talking. Arian asking him if he had any children. He told her how he just got cats. And she was like, well, they like kids, aren't they? And she asked him if he wanted kids. He was like, well, he used to want kids, but now, at his age, and, they would have like a sister that's 19. He was like, that's a little, weird. Not weird. He just like, it's just not really a good fit. So he asked her, if she was thinking about having kids, do she have a boyfriend and all that stuff. So she was like, well, she just got a boyfriend right now, and she's not thinking about having kids at the moment. He asked her if her boyfriend liked if was he okay with her, with the line of work that she's in. She was like, well, he's a little insecure, like any man would be, but this is what it is. So as they're talking, BRANWIN gets a call from one of her old friends. CHAZZ, he made her, he ain't make her, but he let her know, like, let him know you got married, because she did tell him that tell the guy that she was on the phone with, who she was with, she wasn't, trying to, be sneaky in that regard. So when she got off the phone with him, CHAZZ asked her, well, is he somebody that I need to be worried about? And she was like, no. She was like, listen, I'm well respected around these streets. She was like, I have a lot of male friends. She was like, I don't go around doing people dirty. I don't go around, messing with people, boyfriends, stuff like that. She was like, you gonna have to respect me. She was like, I don't ask you, did you talk to some girl when you was at one of your gigs, and I don't be in your business. She was like, I wouldn't even marry you if that was the case. I was like, damn, BRANWIN, I ain't know you get hyped like that. BRANWIN, well, she checked the shit out of him. Listen, CHAZZ was like, I ain't mean to upset you. He like, hold on, man, I ain't trying to let this go. I was cracking up. She checked the shit out of him. But he do feel like he's out of his league with her. And he's going to have to chill out, because she already not feeling you. And if you act overbearing and over, jealous, you're going to push her further away than she already is. So you need to chill the hell out. So it looked like the meal couldn't have been no more than $60 for the three of them. When the guy came back, said, your credit card declined. And they ran it more than once. So he was like, I guess I'm going to have to use another card then. So Arian, we know, she just came from work. So she had some money, so she paid for the dinner. It was awkward as shit. Everything, BRANWIN was saying how awkward it was. In her confessional, she was saying how he said, he still owed on his house and he owes student loans, but he not bankrupt or whatever. I don't know what his financial situation is, because early on, his friends were saying, is she not out for your money? His sister was saying, I hope she not out for your money. So he probably do have some money somewhere. But shoot, he done max them cards out, paying for that ring and doing all this old crap, buying her, the Apple Watch and the iPhone, the Uggs, and getting on a plane, going to go see her, getting the whole. He probably maxed that particular card out. You know what I'm saying? So Ariana gonna say in her confessional, she was like, well, if he can't pay for dinner, I'm starting to worry about what else is he hiding. She was like, because she a little worried. As you should be, Ariane, as you should. But we gonna find out what's the tea with him. We gonna find out. So next couple we have is Harry and Indy. Y'all know Harry gets on my goddamn nerves, okay? But excuse me, I got something in my mouth. I'm sorry. So we see Indy. She's with her daughter. They playing with the dolls. Next thing you know, somebody banging on the door. Almost sound like a daggone cops knocking on the door. She gets up, it's her mom. But we already knew her mom was going to pop up after, when she was talking to Indy on the phone, how her mom, how Indy was acting. You already knew mom wasn't playing that shit. So her mom and her sister came. And I'm like, you really just knocking on somebody's door like that? What if Harry's sister was there? Like, that ain't cool. Like, I know your daughter in there, but she ain't tell you that she was hurting or somebody was holding her captive or anything. That was a little rude in my opinion. But her sister don't got nothing to do with what Harry got going on. Respect her house. Anyway, Andy's saying she don't know how her mom figured out where she lives. She never gave her the address. She don't know she got a tracker on her car. All that nonsense. I'm like, well, she is a fucking bounty hunter. I mean, it ain't that goddamn hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really not. Anyway, so she's talking to Indy in a room there, while her daughter and her sister's in the front. And she asking Indy, where's Harry? And Indy, she wasn't lying. She was like, listen, I don't know where he is. He ain't really been here. It's a lot going on. So the mom was like, well, it sounds like a little female-ish. And Indy was like, yeah, it is, or whatever. So Indy already told her mom to tell you what's going on with Harry. And she was saying, oh, it seemed like he just having, a field day with everything. And you letting him. And Indy gonna sit up there and tell her, after everything that he's done, I still, have love for him. Mom said, look, what love got to do with this? Love ain't got shit to do with this. He out here, he doing him. He obviously went on with life. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? He got you out here looking all crazy. Get your shit together. So the mom said, well, give him a call. And it's time for him. It's time to get that, stick from out your ass. Give him a call, so we could, meet up. She was like, I can't promise I ain't gonna put my hands on the, what my hands do. Mom, absolutely, do what you need to do. If you need to pop him upside his head, you need to grip him up and let him know that this ain't a game. Whatever you need to do. And make sure when you leave Ohio, make sure you have your grandbaby and your daughter with you. Make sure you have them two with you, okay? That's all I'm saying. So Indy mom told her to call Harry because she wants to meet up with him. So we find out that Harry is over his sister Carla's house, and Indy had told him that she wanted to talk to him. Is he available, to have a conversation? And he was like, well, yeah, we can talk or whatever. So Indy said, okay, I'm gonna come get you. So when he was hanging up, he gonna tell her he love her. I'm like, really, bruh? You love her? And the mom said the same goddamn thing, like, he love you. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, so she called her brother, Indy's mother called Indy's brother, and he was asking her where she was at. So she was telling him that she was in Ohio. He was like, oh, you did a pop-up on Indy, huh? So the brother and the mom cracking up laughing. The brother was like, you need to, you got that out your system. You need to come your little butt back home. And the mom was like, oh, she coming. So Indy's talking about, well, I'm undecided. Mom the one who's saying that I'm coming. What's there for you, Indy? What's there for you? He done played with you. He done cheated on you. He done disrespected you. It's nothing there in Ohio for you. His family they don't care for you. You know what I'm saying? Lydia just being, nice. But she don't want your ass really there. Her brother not even staying there. Why she want you there? Like, come on. How could you even be comfortable staying there? Because guess what? I would have already been going. My mom would have had to came and get me because I would have told mom I'm on the next interstate back home. That's what, first I wouldn't even never been there, not with my child. Anyway, that's neither here or there. So you know, they was all, laughing and joking or whatever like that, joking about, they're going to have a spiritual divorce party. Making the joke of Indy. I was cracking the hell up because that's how stupid you sound, Indy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so the mom hung up from the brother. She get her coat on. She looking at her pockets. She got handcuffs. She was like, oh, I didn't even know I had these. Yes, you did. I don't know what you going to do with them, but you knew you had them. And guess what? If you got to do a fake arrest on Harry, do what you need to do. So she leaves to go meet up with Harry. So she had like this big black coat on with a big hood. So Harry didn't know that it was her inside the car. So he gets in. He looked over. She pulled the hood off. She was like, he looked scared as shit. Listen, he need to know that Indy got people, which he already knew, but he need to know that Indy got people that's going to ride for her, that's going to make sure she okay, and they can't stop you from cheating, but they damn sure can stop you from running over on her, because they can remove her from out the situation. And listen, I ain't mad at it. Child, so they get to talking in that daggone car. And she was like, I know Indy version of the story. What's your version? So he was like, well, I don't know what version that she told you. So the mom was like, well, I'm going to tell you what she told me. She was like, every time that you and her get into it, you want to throw some girl named Terry up. She said you want to put Terry up and put Indy down like Indy's, some kind of slouch. She was like, I'm going to give you an opportunity to say. He was like, so he gonna sit up there and say, I never lied to Indy. I never, gave her false promises. She was like, you asked her to come out here. You made it seem like everything was gonna be peachy and cream. He was like, no, I just opened her eyes to the possibilities of what could be up here. It was her, and it was her option to come. She could have stayed, in Maryland. The mom said, listen, they might listen and believe all that bull crap that you kicking. A 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old. She said, but you talking to me. I'm not believing, or it's a bunch of bullshit. She said, like, you sound like just another prisoner. They're just talking a bunch of bullcrap. She said, you went in at 17 and you came out 17. You ain't no damn man. And listen, mom was giving it to him. And I ain't like him because he was getting a little disrespectful with the cursing and stuff like that. But, he just a knucklehead. He act like he fly. And I don't want to put people down because I don't know what area of, people live at that watch my show. But where I'm at, we don't wear no Calvin Klein fucking t-shirts or whatever. That shit is played out. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if it's not played out in Ohio. So I really don't want to go in on them. But I'm like, I don't see the appeal. He got that big, stupid diamond earring in his ear in his confessionals. Like, it's just, I just don't see the appeal. He's not a bad looking kid, but he's corny. Like, and y'all allowing him to just have his way with y'all. I'm like, okay. So he was telling her how she wasn't giving him the opportunity to talk. She was like, I am giving you the opportunity to talk, but when you talk, it ain't nothing but bullshit. Girl, I like to crack up laughing. Because she right. It ain't nothing but bullshit. He was like, well, I'm done, with the conversation. She was like, all right, well, you can get out. Mom kicked him out. Don't know where she kicked him out at. Don't care. She kicked him out. He had to find his way back wherever he needed to go. And mom said, listen, Indy need to wrap this shit up and come back to Maryland because this is a dub. I was dying laughing. Mom, good job. You the only one between Terry and Indy and all them got some sense because mom already said all of them stupid. Listen, Harry met his match with mom. I wish mom would have went upside his head, but we ain't promoting violence around here. We're not promoting violence, okay? She did what she was supposed to do. So we moving on from that mess. Now we got Taylor and Chance. Taylor is recovering from the infection that she was given. And you know what? Last episode, I kind of missed the mark on it. I was watching a couple other reviews, and more than one person had said that. Because Taylor threw me off because she was saying that they were saying it was from rough sex. you know, the infection was from rough sex and different positions and stuff like that. So I totally missed the mark with a lot of people were saying it was from, you know, he went the back door, didn't clean it, and then went in the front door and then paneled it, and it caused, you know, bacteria to go in there, and that's what caused the infection. So basically, he had a dirty peen. I was like, ew, that was gross, you know. I'm thinking he, you know, handling with something, and all along you just got a dirty peen. Like, oh my goodness, that's gross. So anyway, so we see Taylor. She's up and about. She's cleaning up. You know, she told Chance, because Chance came in. She told Chance, you know, that she was feeling a little bit better. Bobby is due to come home today, and she's excited. So he's acting like he's excited about it too, because he, you know, last episode and how he was saying how he really, you know, see how much of an asset Bobby is to the house and how much she's needed. This is what he was saying. But he only was saying that because Taylor really was pissed off. So Taylor was just saying, you know, how she just want, you know, everything to be peace, you know, a peaceful, you know, situation for them. So Bobby ended up coming in. Taylor took the luggage to Bobby's room. So that gave Bobby and Taylor a chance to talk. So Taylor was just telling her how, you know, she's been her support, you know, since she's been, you know, clean and sober, and she don't want anything to come in between it. You know, how, you know, upset she was when she wasn't there, and she just wants them to, you know, get back on the right track, and she don't want Bobby to feel like she not wanted. And Bobby shouldn't feel like she not wanted, because Bobby played a huge part in y'all and what's going on there. You know, Chance can't come near and act like he, you know, just running every goddamn thing. So, with all that being said, Bobby told Taylor that she doesn't plan on going anywhere. And you know how much, you know, she really loves her sister. They're twins. They like twin flames. Like, she ain't going nowhere. And especially when she don't trust Taylor, she ain't leaving, Chance, she not leaving Chance in there to run amok in their house with her nieces and her sister, because she already see her sister goofy. Excuse me. So Taylor, I'm sorry. Just got a real dry throat. So Chance and Bobby, they went outside to have a conversation, and you know, they both were smoking cigarettes. Chance tried to light in the mood and said, you know, if I had a couple Cubans, we could light them up. So they, you know, laughed about that. So he was just telling Bobby how he don't want any hard feelings. He realized how much she's needed there, and how, you know, he didn't like the way how things went down, and he really do love, you know, Taylor, and he's not coming here to try to be, you know, like a disruptance. So she said, listen, you came in here like you basically owned the place. She was like, you have a really, I'm paraphrasing here. You know, you real assertive. You know, you came here, you know, you got like a mean streak to you, you know. And he was like, listen, I own all of that. I'm an alpha male. He said, and that's some things that I'm trying to work on, you know, easing up on it. Listen, all we can do is take what he say and give him a benefit of the doubt until he show us otherwise. Because like Bobby said, I'm going to be watching you. If I hear, you know, if I see you raise your voice, you know, crazy, or, you know, if I see anything out the way, I'm going to speak up about it. Because he told Bobby that he want her blessing to marry Taylor. And she was like, that's a big commitment. You sure? Y'all ain't really been together that long. Well, you know, we've been talking for over a year. And, you know, when you in prison, you really get to know somebody. She was like, so Bobby was like, well, yeah, but y'all really don't know each other. Like, that's a big commitment. And you sure you ready? So she said, well, I'm going to give you my blessing, but if stuff just start looking right, I'm gonna put a stop to it. And I'm like, I don't know if you got the power to veto it, but I'm glad he know that somebody is looking out for Taylor, because sometimes Taylor don't have her right, sense about her. Y'all know what I mean. So let's move on to the next couple. Now we got Lacey and Antoine. Woo, child, that scene was intense. So, Lacey is sitting there in some kind of bar, slash restaurant with her sister. We never seen her sister, but we have her sister talk to her on the telephone. Her sister used to be a prisoner as well, so she know how the inmate, situation goes. So Lacey was basically telling her how, he went to go hang out with his homie and he should be there shortly. So she was telling her sister how, she thought everything was going to be peachy and cream. Like everything was going to be, white picket fence and, la, 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 land. And reality hit, and she felt like he's coming home and he's ungrateful. He's not appreciative of anything that she's done for him. And the sister, she understand all of it. She was like, when you're in jail, she was like, everything is handed to you. You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of. So when you come home, sometimes you got to get adjusted to the fact that you got to actually make some shit happen for yourself. Because I feel as though, I do see, especially from watching this show or whatever like that, the prisoners do have a selfish mindset. And I think the mindset of them being selfish come from they go into survival mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have really control of a lot of things in jail. So the things that they can control or the people that they can manipulate, it's like you almost feel like you're being used or because it's all about them. They real selfish. It's all about them. They feel like, oh, I'm in a bad jam. I'm in a, bad predicament. So I got to protect me. But you creating these relationships outside of prison on the outside, and that person that's there for you, they need to feel protected as well. It's not all about you. And that's the part that they're not understanding. That's the part that's not clicking. So Antoine do come off really arrogant. He come off disrespectful at times, selfish, all of it. So when Antoine comes in, the sister, she gave him a warm welcome. I think she even gave him a hug. She was like, well, let me take the mask off. Let me see your face. He got a new tattoo, and apparently Lacey didn't want him to get any more face tats because she like, listen, he's a felon. It's going to hinder him from being able to get a job and being a productive member of society, because she don't want to take care of his ass, and I don't blame you. So he got like a WA stand for Washington. So he was telling the sister, well, I'm going to get some more. She going to talk about what you going to get, a zip code. He was like, no, I ain't going to do all that. Listen, when I tell y'all that scene was a little bit intense, soon when he sat down, they was on attack mode. The sister was like, well, how do you feel about my sister? What are your plans? And don't you feel like you're being disrespectful? And listen, you're a little bit selfish. And Lacey was saying, do you think I want to be the one that's constantly taking care of you, giving you this? You came home and the first little money you spent was on that ugly ass face tag when you could have did other things for your money. Do you think I want to keep on signing papers for you, paying this and doing that? I was like, what? So she was like, so the sister was like, well, you do know my sister love you. He was like, yeah, and I love her too. Well, you're not acting like it. He was like, it seemed like you don't care. You selfish. You don't give a shit. When I tell you, they were going in on Antoine. Antoine, he got on defense, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I would have sat through that shit either if I was Antoine. Both of them witches would have got cursed the fuck out. Y'all ain't going to be over here attacking me. I understand that your sister just vented to you, that she feel like he, selfish, he disrespectful, he not appreciative of anything that she's done for him, but you can't just come at nobody like that. So she told him, like, if you do anything to my sister, I'm coming at you, and I need you to understand I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. And I'm like, well, shit, yeah, look like you're telling the truth, so hopefully he ain't got to experience that. But y'all gonna chase his ass away. Y'all gonna chase him away, because I was a little uncomfortable. I was like, ooh. So Antoine made it out of that night. And now we see him. He's on his way to go see his mother. And he was telling the producers, like, his mom and Lacey gonna have to get it together. He was like, because it ain't gonna work out. Like they got to get on the right footing. So he's over his mom's house. She's just kissing on him and hugging. No mask in sight. And I'm like, how long? Because they say he only been out for 7 days. How long have she been in quarantine with the cove? Because I know they said at the 10 days you no longer contagious. So did we reach the 10-day mark? Because that grossed me out a bit. And I was like, oh, she just spreading everything that she got. She just spreading it. So we find out that his dad was locked up. So he stayed with his mom, and that's how they became real tight. He said she's like his best friend. They tell each other everything. If you ask her, she would say that that's her favorite kid. I didn't even know she had any more children. The way she was acting over Antoine. And she was telling him how he looked so good, how much she loved him. You could tell they really do have a good bond. But you can also tell that he's not really too keen on touching, because she was keep hugging him and stuff like that. And he kind of like pulled away from that. And that's probably because of him being in solitary confinement. He haven't had that human touch. So he really don't know how to bond with other people. And it's showing in his relationship with Lacey as well. But it was interesting to see that it's not just with her, it's with everybody. So, they were talking, and he asked her how, her drinking was doing, and we find out that she has cirrhosis of the liver, and it's 4 stages to it from what she's telling us, and after the 4th stage, it leads to cancer. She's at stage 4, and if she stays sober for more than 6 months, she can get on a transplant list. So he was asking her questions like, well, what happens if you get on a transplant? She was like, well, it could be years even before I get, a transplant. So it's just like playing the waiting game. So he was like, well, what can we do? She was like, well, it's nothing. It's nothing that we can do besides me stop drinking. And he's not really optimistic that she can stop drinking. He said, she's going to do what she's going to do. Nobody can really do anything about it. He tried not to really hound her about it, because at the end of the day, she's an adult and she's going to, choose whatever her fate is. But you could tell he was upset about it. He was even tearing up. That will totally destroy him if something happened to his mom. Totally destroy him. So he was telling his mom how Lacey and her sister ganged up on him, and mom wasn't really feeling that too much. So she told him that your exes was calling me, but I didn't really know what to say. Have you talked to any of them? And he let us know that he's been talking to them, and he told us that, oh, well, I'm not really hiding anything from Lacey, and nothing's really going on. And even when he was talking to his mom, the mom was like, well, that don't seem, too copacetic. She was like, you never been faithful before, so you hooking up with them, meeting them, keeping your options open. That don't seem like something you should be doing. Listen, Antoine ain't shit. Antoine is gonna do what Antoine gonna do, just like he said his mom gonna do what she gonna do. Lacey just better prepare for whatever happened, because you went out there and you got this immature punk kid, and he don't even care about life herself. Like he told your sister, like, when he get bored with stuff, he just start doing shit. Like, he don't care. Like, he get bored easily. He has said that over and over again since this season started. So, once he get bored with you, he's going to be entertaining the next chick. That's what he do. So, I want to invest so much of my time and money and patience and all that shit into him. He's just a nut job. So, he want Lacey, his mom and Lacey to go out and mend fences, because he said he need them to get along, like, because the mom didn't get along with the old girlfriend. So the mom basically just said she didn't like the old girlfriend. But he loved Lacey. He want to make it work with Lacey. He's just who he is. You know what I mean? Like some people might not be shit. That don't mean they don't love you. They just who they are. Instead of just like not entertaining a relationship or keeping it real from the beginning. They try to work it out. It just don't work. Because they, like he said, I am who I am. So hopefully it worked, but I'm not holding my breath, okay? So moving on from now. Now we got RAYDEAN and Rick. They're going on a bike ride because, he rides the motorcycle. And he's going to take her to the place where you can get gear like jackets, boots, whatever you need. They sell it. So RAYDEAN, she picks out this leather jacket. The leather jacket was cute. It was like $600. And he was like, I don't know, that's a little steep. So he said it in his, like, the confessional. He was like, RAYDEAN is like one of them Gucci girls. She like, basically he was saying like she like expensive stuff. He's talking about he spent, I think he said like between $12,000 or $15,000 so far on her. And he was like, well, life is to be lived. Thanks for, that's my girl. I don't mind spending, spending it. And I'm saying, and one aspect he's saying that, and then another one when she was saying that she really liked and she really wanted, he was like, well, I ain't prepared for spending, money on leather today. Let's look for something else because we still gotta eat. So then she found another jacket. It was like the $250 range. And he was like, well, I wasn't really trying to spend that, but it's doable. So she ended up getting that. They get on a bike. They drive off. They go to some kind of, rooftop overlooking I don't even remember what the view looked like, but it overlooking the city or whatever. I don't know. Child, but the daggone producers is wrong. Why in the world did they put the camera on RAYDEAN boots? Now, mind you, those are the boots that RAYDEAN has been wearing when she called herself dressed, going out or doing whatever. Those are her boots that she wear. Baby, them goddamn boots was busted up, and she was moving her feet up and down. They was busted at the seam. I'm like, you telling him to get you a daggone jacket that costs $250, and you look like you could have got that damn jacket from Walmart, but your ass walking around here with some busted ass shoes, and for him to sit up there and say that she one she like Gucci, I'm like, Rick, RAYDEAN is not high maintenance, so don't even sit up there and act like she is. Girl, that methed out mouth, all that, because if she was really high maintenance, she would have made you get a goddamn teeth done. Because who hell walking around with their mouth looking like that? Oh my goodness. And then, oh my goodness, she's just a train wreck. So they talking, and he wanted to talk about, the status of their relationship. He brought up Kay and how she years down the line. She was like, listen, so she always get on defense and she deflect. Every time he bring up Kay, like, we was having a nice day and you gonna bring that up. That's, that's how you mess things up between the two of us. And Rick was like, well, listen, I just want to know where I stand at with you. He was like, I don't want to be a secret. I want to be able to move forward with you. I want to be able to put you on my social media. So this one, she's going to sit up there and say, if you need social media to validate what we got going on, then maybe this ain't a situation that, we need to be in. She was talking all this shit. I will say she got some game with her because Rick dumbass falling for it. So he was like, I just don't want to be a secret. Yeah, bitch, you gonna be. She was like, well, just let it flow. Let us just enjoy each other. I can't help how I feel for someone else, but enjoy the moment that we have. I'm like, oh my God, this witch got some game on her. But she did reveal in her confessional that she don't really want to let Rick know what's going on for her selfish reasons, because if she'll allow herself to tell Rick what's really going on right now, she's going to then be the bad guy, and right now she don't want to be the bad guy. Well, girl, you're still the bad guy whether he know it or not. You're the bad guy. You are the bad guy. So it's the next day. RAYDEAN apparently stayed with Rick. They goes out to the garage where the bike is. First of all, it's freezing cold. You can see the goddamn smoke coming out they goddamn mouth. I'm like, ain't no way I'm be out there. So they get into, so RAYDEAN's father calls. And let me back up. Before he calls, Rick was basically trying to have a conversation with her and see where they stand. And she was, he wanted her to revisit the idea of her moving there with him. And she was like, listen, I'm getting tired of you keep on asking the same things over and over again. The answer is no, I'm not moving in here with you. I like the decisions that I'm making. She was like, and you're not going to keep trying to force everything on me. And Rick's whole thing is, you made these promises when you were locked up, and I want you to follow through on them. That's his whole thing. He want her to follow through. So her phone rings. She walks away and answers it. He asked her who it was. She didn't tell him, but it was her father. So when she came back, he was like, who was that, your pet convict? And she was like, what? He was like, is it your pet convict? Like, he was trying to antagonize her. And she was like, you will not disrespect her like that. You will not talk about her like that. And if you keep it up, I'm going to end up doing something to you that I don't want to do. I'll put my hands on you, and I'm not trying to do this. I'm going to walk away. She was like, you're not going to disrespect her like that. So Rick was telling the producers, he was like, listen, I'm sick of her and her games. I'm done with it. Or, he over it. And now he purposely trying to fuck with her. He's purposely trying to do it. I forgot exactly what he said. He was like, oh, what, you gonna wait 4 years? Well, you waited for her 4 years, so I don't think that it's something that she won't be able to do. You did it for her, and it's a secret she had that you don't know what's going on. She did marry her, so it is what it is when it comes to that. So RAYDEAN storms off, and she was hot as fish grease, and Rick looked like he was cool as a goddamn cucumber because he's sick of it. So, like, RAYDEAN had already stormed off, so she went onto the porch, and when she was on the porch, that's when Ramona came out, smoke her cigarette. So they had a conversation, and let's just say it didn't go that well. Ramona basically told her, like, you don't seem like you invested in the relationship. Rick, invested a lot into you, and you're not reciprocating the energy. You won't even acknowledge him on your social media as your boyfriend. She was and Ramona was giving it to her, and RAYDEAN didn't like it. RAYDEAN was like, you don't know the situation between us two. You don't know me. And she was like, well, I know what I see, and I see that you're not open and available to him. RAYDEAN don't want to hear it. She thought she could pull it with Rick because Rick is in love with her, but she couldn't get over on Ramona. She was like, you never liked me. She told Ramona that Ramona never liked her. She was like, no, it's not that I don't like you. She was like, I just looking out for my friend. She was like, and I know how much he cares about you, and I don't see that it's being reciprocated. And she was like, I don't have a problem with you staying with your parents. She was like, I think that that's, a good idea. She was like, but on the flip side of that you made promises to Rick. You know what I mean? Which she has. RAYDEAN don't want to hear the truth. RAYDEAN don't want, like she already said, she don't want to be pegged as the bad guy. But you are the bad guy. And sometimes you just gotta listen, deal with the shit that you created. She gonna tell Ramona, I don't want to talk to you no more. Like, you gonna dismiss Ramona at her own goddamn house. But Ramona said, be going. I was cracking the fuck up. Like, be going. Ramona told the producers that at this particular point, Rick and RAYDEAN's relationship is like a dumpster fire. It is. It's blowing up in smoke. RAYDEAN getting mad. She storm off, jump in her car, and she drives off. Rick's looking all stupid with that grin on his face. Rick, just go about your business. Just go about your business. Like Ramona said, hopefully you can find somebody that's going to love you for you and not what you can do for them, period. You sending her money for 4 years. You doing this, doing that. Trust and believe her and Kay was using their goddamn money to do whatever they needed to do while they were in there. You was taking care of her and her goddamn girlfriend, wife now, that we learned. Moving on from them, now we got KAYLAH and Martel. Oh my goodness. Kayla is still pissed off from last week. She is on 1,000. She talking to the producers, going on about how disrespectful he is, how he insensitive he is, how, it's all about what he want to do. So he in that barbershop like he ain't got a care in the world, getting his little shape up done. He ain't got no hair, but, he getting whatever. I guess he getting his beard trimmed because he ain't got no goddamn hair. So he comes out. She flips out on him. She was like, you just wanted to do what you wanted to do. You didn't ask me what I wanted to do. And he basically told her, I ain't got to ask permission to get no haircut. That's never going to happen. You didn't take into consideration what I wanted to do today. She was like, it's all about Martel. She was like, I don't want to take care of all this shit. The car we driving in, I don't want to pay the car payment. I don't want to pay the car insurance. The house we live in, the apartment, I don't want to pay them bills. And you acting like everything revolve around you. She was like, you think you could tell me what to do and not take my feelings into consideration. I'm the one that holding shit down. Child. And Martel was looking at her like she was the hell crazy, like she was hype. I think he basically called her like crazy or stupid, something to that effect. And that pisses everybody off. She told him to get out the car. He was like, you will never be able to kick me out of anything. You will never be able to kick me out of anything. I'm like, ooh, he ain't get the hell out that time. She was like, you know what? I'm just going to shut up. He was like, I think that's best. That's what you need to do. I'm like, oh my goodness. They are going at it. She was flipping out. He's calling him all kind of ungrateful this, ungrateful that. And Martel, he always, calm, cool, and collected. But that shit rubs people the wrong way. That pisses people off. So we found out that Kayla never went home. She stayed at the hotel. She said she needed that to just, come down from, all of yesterday's events. Martel, he's back at the house, and he said, he was telling us that she didn't come home, and he was like, that probably was best. He was like, but that situation was small to him. He said he was in jail. He witnessed three people died within the course of like 27 months. He was like couple stabbings. He said, so, that little small stuff with her, he was like, that shit ain't mean nothing. It wasn't that serious. And he did say that when he was in jail, he was able to hang up the phone when she get like that. But by being that now he's home and he's around and he can't just do that, because she right there. You can't press play on somebody that's right in front of you. So I guess when she used to flip out before, he just used to be like, all right, I'm going. You know what I mean? So she ended up coming home. They end up having a conversation. She explained to him like she don't like him calling her, crazy or stupid or whatever like that. That she feels as though that's disrespectful. And, she apologized for her part that she played then. And, how her just blowing up, all crazy. She apologized. He accepted this. He didn't apologize, but he came around. They went in there and they apparently Martel gave good makeup sex because Kayla was raving about it. She was like, it was good. And she had asked prior to that, she had asked him, she was like, well, listen, I've never been in a relationship before where I lived with someone. She was like, it's all new to me. She was like, am I doing good? Am I doing okay? He was like, yeah, you doing okay. I'm like, y'all is crazy. Because yesterday she was hot as hell at him. And it's all about the communication. And that's what Kayla let him know. Like, communicate. Don't try to put me down and we gonna be okay. We gonna be okay, Mr. Gucci down to the socks. You know what I'm saying? When Kayla walking around with them plastic ass boots, but you Gucci down to the socks. You know what I mean? That's all I got. Ain't got no more. If you guys like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to holler at your girl. Bye.